All right, welcome everybody. This is how to sell what you know, how to create a knowledge based business, even if you're confused, frustrated, or have been feeling overwhelmed. All right, my name is Zarinah El-Amin Naeem. I'm the founder of Enliven Your Soul, and today we're going to discuss a few things that are going to help you move the needle in your life. We're going to provide clarity where there was confusion, we're going to provide confidence where there was uncertainty, and we're going to help you unlock within you the true potential that you have to make a dent in your universe. All right? Yet, if nothing else, I'm going to help you snatch your freedom back and make money while doing it. All right? So, I'm going to show you how I've been able to make thousands of dollars and create freedom in my life so that I can live my desired lifestyle. And my hope is that you too do the same thing. Now, that's what I'm going to promise for you. Now, what I need from you is that I need a commitment from you. I want to see you utilize what I share with you in this training and implement it into your life, because what we have right now is people coming back to me year after year after year in the same space that I first met them in, not because of a lack of knowledge or a lack of information, but because of a lack of implementation. All right. So I'm guessing that for many of you, this isn't the first time that you've explored some business strategies or you looked out for some help, right? But I want you to know that now I need you to implement, because the thoughts that you think become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. All right. So I want you to promise that you're going to look at what you learned today, right? And you're going to see how you can implement that into your life. Do we have a deal? All right, type it in there. And if you're watching the replay, then yes, let me see. We have a deal. Okay? All right. So we always like to start everything off with a prayer. We are spiritual people and we want to tap into what God has for us. So I want to start with a prayer right now. And I want you to repeat after me. All right? Okay. Oh God, please give me what I need. Remove the distractions from me, both physically and spiritually, and allow me to grow so that I may be a source of goodness for myself, my family, and the world. Amen, amen, ashe. All right, we want to cement ourselves and we really want to connect to the higher power. So right now, for those of you who are typing in, I want to know, where are you joining us from? Every time we do a training, we like to kind of create our cocoon of support, create our cocoon of connectivity and positivity. So shout out where you're joining us from. All right, we got Detroit in the house. We have Colorado. Okay, I see Florida, Jacksonville. Okay. All right. Atlanta. Atlanta. Every time I say a city, I want you to imagine that you're now connected to the sister in that city. All right. California, awesome. What city in California? California is like kind of huge. Are you in LA? Are you in Oakland? Where are you? Okay. Sacramento. Okay, Sacramento. All right. So I want you to imagine now that you are connected to each of the other sisters in these locations. And everyone who joins live later on in the broadcast, as well as catches the replay, you too are connected to this web of positivity that we are creating here today. All right? All right, so today we're going to talk about how you can create a profitable knowledge-based business, right? And as I said earlier, for many of us, we've been kind of researching this for a little time, right? And I know that sometimes you've been Googling and there's so much information that's like thrown at you, and it can get confusing. And I want you to know that right now it's okay. Sometimes you just need to hear something in a new way or from a different person, right? So you're here right now and I want you to take the time. You've invested your time. I want you to take this time and be able to get what you need to get out of today. All right? So be focused. Get focused. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about how today came to be. Because, like many women, I was kind of caught up in this fairy tale thinking of life, where all you need to do is get a great job with benefits, and pretty much you're going to be happy in life. You got your 401k, you got your 2 weeks time off every year, and that's what you need up until about 60 or 65. Then you can retire, then you can travel, then you can do all the kind of fun stuff. But right now, it's time for you to kind of buckle down, right? Sacrifice, do what you got to do. And so I fell into that fairy tale. But luckily for me, I came out of it really early. I came out of it in my senior year of college when I was at Howard University studying computer science, had a full-time job waiting for me, and I decided to do this instead. I moved to Egypt on a teacher's budget to teach English as a second language. So everybody thought I was absolutely crazy. They were like, why would you ever turn down the fairy tale? You achieved the dream. And now you're going to move halfway across the world where you don't even know anybody and like take what was it, like a maybe 70% pay cut? Like, that's dumb. It doesn't fit the narrative of what you're supposed to do. But that trip literally changed my life. I fell in love with travel. I fell in love with culture. I fell in love with doing things that I love. I fell in love with being able to live my life authentically. And that continued. I was able to travel throughout West Africa. I worked there in international development, working on orphan programs, and I really was able to do things that really fed my soul. But I also ended up in a place where I was ready for a relationship. You know, when you travel all around by yourself, eventually you're like, I also kind of want a relationship. And so I got married to the wonderful man who's there in the peaches shirt, Halim. I got married. And when we got married, Halim was in a stage of his life where he was coming into his career. He's in psychology. So he was going to school for his PhD in psychology. And so as the good wife, right, what did I do? I left my jobs where I was working overseas and I moved to the city that he was in so that we could start to build our family. And I decided that I was going to be the quote unquote middle class wife. You know, I was going to do the things that middle class people, normal people do. You work, you know, you come home, you stay at home, you do all that kind of stuff, right? And so I did that. I went back to school for my master's in anthropology. I started working at the university and I was great at my job. You know, I really loved what I did. But I started to get frustrated and I started to feel like my soul was slowly dying. It was slowly dying. And how many of us too feel like that, like your soul is slowing dying? So when we started having children, I recognized that this is not going to work for me. This is for the birds. Like, I didn't travel around the world and get all that experience to be here just working at the university. Like, this is for the birds. I found myself in a state of emergency. My soul was like, ah! I don't like this. I don't like it. And how many of us find ourselves in a state of emergency right now? We are in jobs that don't fulfill us. We are in careers that are great careers. We have all of the material things that we're supposed to have, but we literally feel like we're dying inside. We feel like we're not truly living up to our purpose. The gifts that God gave us, we're not truly utilizing them. So I was in that state, right? I was in that state. And so many of us are in that state right now. I call this an epidemic. Where there's an epidemic now around the world of women who are caught up in this state of emergency. So we're frustrated, we're overwhelmed, we're staying up at night, we're filled with anxiety about what are we going to do to the next day, the next year, 5 years from now. Our houses and our minds are all in utter chaos, right? We're all literally trying to do it all. And now studies are showing that that fairy tale that so many of us bought into is not working. And studies are looking at what are the real questions that we must ask ourselves. Right? What are the real questions that we have to ask ourselves? So the question is, are you fulfilled? Are you happy with what you're doing? Are you happy with the way that you're spending your time? And if you're not, I need you to recognize that it doesn't have to be that way. So, what I'm going to show you today is how you can use your skills and your knowledge to create a way out for yourself. So, what I did was that when I started feeling really disconnected from my purpose, I had a heart to heart with my husband, and I was like, you know what? This is for the birds, babe. This is not working out like this. I'm not really feeling this lifestyle. I know it's normal. I know I have everything that I need, but I'm really feeling like there is something else, right? And so I decided that I wasn't going to go back to work. I made another bold decision and I quit my job. I quit my job with no plan, really. I was one of those crazy ones, and I don't really advocate that everybody quit their job with no plan. I now know that it's kind of smart to have a plan, right? And you're going to follow the plan that I'm going to teach you today. But I quit my job with no plan, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And so what came down is that after years, I ended up being an anthropologist, transformative travel expert, creative entrepreneur, doing all these head wrap workshops and all this kind of stuff. But in the beginning, I didn't have any clue as to what I was going to do. So what I did was I started taking my skills, my talents, and I started amplifying them. I started putting more spotlight onto them. I started sharing them more. And pretty soon people took notice. I started getting invited all over the world to do head wrapping workshops. I received this random email from this lady, Nora Kamal, who I'd never heard of, never met her before, and about this event that was happening right outside of Dubai. Never heard of this book fair before, ever. And she asked me would I be willing to put together a proposal to do a children's program around head wrapping. So this to me was like a sign. Here's this lady asking me would I do a proposal for a program in a place that I never heard about. It was going to be fully paid for. So they paid for my full 10-day trip. Food, flight, housing, everything. And I got a stipend. I was like, thank you, God. Like, you're showing me that I'm on the right path. So when I started tapping into my skills, opportunities started coming, right? I started getting recognized more and more by the local media and by other folks with things that I was sharing. And head wrapping was really my first entryway into doing some things for myself, doing some things where I was sharing my skills. So from large events that I put on, I started getting recognized and started getting grants for programs that I wanted to do for the community, and it really was beautiful. It really was beautiful. But what I noticed was that all of this stuff was great, but I needed to make more money with the head wraps. So naturally, what did I do? I started selling head wraps. $15 head wraps, $20 head wraps, right? And that was cool. That was great because people wanted them. They were asking me for them. But that whole life where you get tied down to carrying my inventory around with me, doing pop-ups, doing vending, all that kind of stuff, it got old super duper quick. Because I realized there was like a cap on my money with this. I could only be at so many places selling the head wraps. I could only wrap so many heads, And some people would say, well, just do an online, just do an online store. Well, I didn't like shipping. And I didn't like shipping stuff even to a fulfillment company. So I learned very quickly that, there's got to be another way, right? So I found this head wrapping thing, which is kind of quirky. I'm making it work for me, but it's not really fitting my desired type of location independent lifestyle. So I was like, well, what else can I do? How else can I make my life a little bit easier? All right. And so what I did for myself was that, remember I said I did my master's in anthropology, when my husband, when we got married. So for my thesis in anthropology, I had to write a thesis, to fulfill my degree. I had to write a thesis. Well, I turned mine into a book and I self-published it. And then I went on to publish my dad's first book. So when people saw that, people started asking me for publishing advice. And I would give that advice. I would share with people how they could publish their books. And finally, a light bulb went off one day. And I was like, oh my God, I should be charging for this. Right? I should be selling this information. So first I started helping people to actually publish their books for free. for a fee, like I was charging them and I was publishing their books. And then I did something else. I organized my knowledge of publishing into a course. It was my very first course. It was called the Self-Publishing System. Finish your book successfully. So I had handouts. I had an online place where they could watch my videos. I had everything all laid out. And I enrolled 5 people in my very first course. My very first course at $7.97. It was like a game changer for me. I was like, oh my God, I can make money, selling hundreds of dollars of stuff at a time versus $10 and $15. And I could do this whether I was in Michigan, whether I was in Morocco, whether I was in Senegal. Like, I could do this from any place. So I was like, oh my God, it is amazing. It's on, right? And so I went on from there to create other courses. They have now generated thousands of dollars, right? And so this feeds my love of travel. This feeds my desired lifestyle of being location independent. But I realized very quickly that it was bigger than just me. I had this system that I had figured out that I could monetize my different skills that allowed me to travel. But like, what about everybody else? What about my friends? What about my family? What about other women that are kind of stuck in the same state of emergency that I was in before? And that, my friends, is why this masterclass was born. So I take it very seriously that what I'm sharing with you today and all of the experiences that I've had up to this point were for a reason. They were for me to gain some knowledge, gain some skills so that I could share with you. And I can help you create whatever your desired lifestyle is. All right? So I'm going to ask you, would you like to know how I did all of this stuff? Right? Would you like to know? I know it may seem braggadocious and people are like, dang, you was bragging a lot, talking about all the places that you've been and all of that. And I'm not just sharing it to be braggadocious. That's not my way. But I'm sharing it to kind of show with you the possibilities, to show you that there are some things that you can do that are different than what you may know up to this point. But when you do some things a little bit differently, you are going to get some different results. All right, so I'm going to share with you how my monetizing system works so that you can create a business around something that you love. Okay, all right, good. I'm seeing some yeses. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome, awesome. Yay! All right, so if you've been concerned in the past that like you can't escape the cubicle or the corporate career or your 9 to 5 that's not fulfilling you, I want you to put those fears to rest. I think you will agree that when you have a system that you can follow, right, you will be able to literally dig up the gold that you're sitting on. All of us are sitting on a gold mine. We got to be able to find out what yours is, right? So all you have to do is dig it up. Dig it up. So you guys ready? Are you ready to go? All right. Yes, 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 yes. Dig it up, dig it up. Dig it up. All right, so today I'm going to share with you 3 major secrets. All right, here's what we're going to cover in the next 45 minutes or so, okay? I know that you have a dream to change the world and make an impact. And I want to show you how you can make that happen with your knowledge. So today you're going to learn how to set yourself apart from the pack and start or at least enhance your business if you have one right now. All right, so the secrets that I'm going to show you are 1, why not all businesses are the same. And most of what they told us about business was a myth. Secret number 2 is how you can identify and polish your profitable skills, even if they're a little bit quirky or seemingly unmonetizable. All right. Secret number 3 is how to position your idea within the culture so that you can attract clients quickly. All right. So you ready? Ready, set, go. All right. So secret number 1. Not all business is the same. Okay. Now remember, I'm an anthropologist. So the United Nations defines culture, which is the source of what everything that we are doing. Our culture is defined as a way of a life of group of people, the beliefs, the behaviors, the values, the symbols that those people accept, generally without thinking about them. They are passed along by communication and imitation from one generation to the next. So, how does this apply to you starting your business? What you got to recognize is that there are cultural beliefs that you hold and I hold around business that are not necessarily true. All right. Here are some things that people say all the time, and you can type in what you heard as well. So I hear a lot of people say, you know what, it's going to take 3 to 5 years before your business is going to be profitable. You might as well just get used to that. 3 to 5 years, and that's when your business can be profitable. Myth. They also say, it's unrealistic to even start a business. Be smart. You have a job with a 401k, you got benefits. Be smart. Stay put. Stay where you are. And then, 30 years from now, you'll retire. Then you go do all the kind of stuff you want to do. How many of you heard that before? Right? We also hear, you have to have a lot of venture capital. You got to have a lot of money if you want to start up a business. You guys heard that one? What about, you need a lot of inventory. You got to have that inventory. You got to have that warehouse. You got to have that fulfillment system in place, right? So they tell us this stuff. People even say, if you want to be a real entrepreneur, you're just going to jump in feet first. You got to be willing to have heart, no sleep. Team no sleep. I've seen that in some of the groups I'm in. I'm like, I need my sleep. I'm not about that hustle till you die so I can have a business mentality. My business needs to feed my desired lifestyle. And part of my desired lifestyle is to have sleep, right? So when they say all of those things, they have us feeling like if we were to start a business, we would be literally drowning. Right? It's like a business is too hard for us to do. But what's so ironic to me is that most Americans feel like they're drowning in everyday minutia of life anyway. We already feel like we're on the hamster wheel of life doing the same crap over and over and over again. Living for the weekend. Saturday's the only day we really have to be free. So we are already living lives that are unfulfilled, stressed out to the max, working at jobs that we hate, showing up to every Monday looking like this. Mad, angry, got your suit on, you look good. But if people knew what was really going on inside, they would know that you are literally a ticking time bomb. It's time to make a change. You and I both know that life cannot go on like that. So if you've been thinking about starting a business, giving yourself your freedom papers, but you just keep putting it off, then today is the day I want you to make a cultural change. I want you to make a shift. I want you to turn it around, all right? So I want to do something with you really quickly, and I hope that you will indulge me. For those of you who have a piece of pen and paper, I want you to grab it right now. And I want you to think about all the things in your mind that have been holding you back from starting your business. Any things that you've been told, right? Could it be that you doubt yourself? Could it be that you don't have enough confidence? Could it be that you don't have that certification you think? Could it be that you don't know how to use technology? You don't have any support? You feel like you don't have enough startup money? Whatever is something that you feel has been holding you back, I want you to pick one of them and I want you to write it down on that paper. I want you to write it down on a piece of paper, all right? If you don't have it on a piece of paper, I want you just to imagine it. I want you to imagine it. And type them in. Let's see what you all have been feeling is holding you back right now. Someone says fear, lack of confidence, okay. Not sure which way to go, okay. Lots of ideas, okay. No time, okay. That's usually something that we can always work around. All of these are things that we can work around. And what I want you to recognize that right now, you have got to let it go. Those things that have been holding you back to this point, are you going to continue to hold on to them? Are you going to allow them to hold you hostage? Or are you willing to let them go? So I want you to ball up that paper and throw it across the room. Throw it in the trash even. Tear it up. Rip it up. Set it on fire. Whatever you got to do. Because that stuff is no longer holding you back. It's time right now for you to create a freedom lifestyle with a freedom business that you get to live and determine how you want to live your life. So let me share with you the freedom business and what the 3 tenets are. A freedom business is different than just a regular business. You can make money in a business, but we find that if you just make money, it's not enough. Look at all of the uberly successful people that have been committing suicide lately because money alone is not enough. So the three tenets of a freedom business are that it must feed your soul, your pockets, and the world. So let me go through these. Feeding your soul. This means that your business needs to be built around your unique skills, your unique talents, right? It needs to be around something that you love. So here's one of my clients, Catherine Cross. Catherine came to me because she wanted to be able to look at ways that she can make more money in her business. But we knew that she also had to make sure that everything she was doing fed her soul. It's very easy to just turn your skills into something that's going to make more money, but if it doesn't really feed your soul, then what's the purpose of it? You're going to end up resenting it. You're going to end up hating it. All right. So we took her skills and we created some training programs so that she can bring art into the corporate centers and be able to infuse more creativity and help people become more creative in the corporate world. So she's still doing what she loves, her art, right? But now she's also being able to add some additional areas to her business. So your business as well has to be something that allows you to live your life on your time. No more clocking in, no more asking for 2 weeks off here, right? Okay? Now, the second tenet, it's got to be something that generates money, has to feed your pockets. If it doesn't feed your pockets, it's a hobby. If it doesn't feed your pockets, it's a charity. How many of you all have been running charity and hobby businesses, giving everything away, discounting everything? So your business is something that has to feed your pockets. Okay? And a freedom business is something that allows you to generate money in a way that is good, is clean, is moral, right? And that leads us to the third tenet of a freedom business. It allows you to be a blessing to the world. It allows you to do some great things, you know. It allows you to create scholarship programs. This is me in Sierra Leone with one of the grandmothers of the daughter that I support, and I have been supporting over the last several years with her education, right, through scholarships. So you can build the schools. This is a school that we support in Sierra Leone. With young girls and boys there. This is another young lady that we support. She just had her remittance so she can go pay her school fees. So your business is not a charity, but it does allow you to do charity work. Can you see the difference there? The business has got to make money. But when you make the money, you are able to do all the great things that you want to do in the world. All right? So what I need you to do is to ignore everything that you may have heard about business. Ignore even the negative things that may have come from within you. Ignore what they said, because big business, the corporations, they don't want you to start a business. They want you to stay in the worker mentality. They want you to put your dreams to the side. They want you to live, with their way of seeing economy. All right? But you're going to adopt a new mindset. So type in, I'm ready for freedom. I'm ready for my freedom papers. I'm ready for freedom. You want to be able to create your own life, right? All right? All right. So the second secret is how to identify and polish your skills, all right? Even if they're kind of quirky like mine. So the first thing I want you to know is that you are indeed valuable. You have something to offer. You have a skill, a talent, an expertise that can help someone else. And when you transmit that knowledge from yourself to them, their life is enhanced. Their world is made better. But where do you go about finding which of your many skills and expertise could you bring forward to be the foundation of your business? Well, there are 5 areas that I want to share with you today. In our full business design lab, we have a lot of inventory work that we do, but I want to share with you 5 key areas today. All right, so when you're looking at where to dig, the first place you can look, old jobs, right? Old jobs that you've had, because there are some skills that you used that you can use again, but on your own time, right? That's one area. Talents that you have, gifts that you have, things that you just really do well. Those are some areas. Things that light you up, things that make you happy. And the flip side, things that make you angry. Both of those things have a certain level of passion to them. And so if it's something that makes you happy, you're going to do it. If there's something in the world that is an issue that you want to fix and you're really passionate about that, that's another area that's going to help you be connected to your soul, right? So these are some of the areas that you want to start digging in. So think about this for yourself. Think about your talents, things that light you up, things that make you angry, skills, old jobs. What are some combinations of things in there that could be helpful for someone else? So here's Alexandria Osborne, and the cool thing about the system that I'm showing you right now is that it works regardless of the industry that you're in. It doesn't matter if your idea is super quirky or not, all right? So Dr. Alexandria Osborne applied this system by being able to take her knowledge of moving all the way from Kalamazoo to Tanzania, establishing a life all the way in the most rural area that she could find in Tanzania. She put all of that knowledge into a book, and now she shares that with other people who want to learn how to be an expat in the same way that she did. So you can see how it doesn't have to be something that you were formally trained in. It can be based on an experience that you have. All right? So I want you to know that your unique personality is the perfect fit for your gold mine. You don't have to change. You don't need an extra certification. You don't have to have some special degree. Your experience and your skill and your knowledge is enough. All right? It is enough. All right. Let's go to secret number 3. All right, so how do you position your idea within the culture so that you can attract clients? You want to make money, right? All that other stuff is great. It's got to feed your soul, but you also want to make money. So we want to be able to talk about how can you dig up your gold, but make sure it's not pyrite, which is fool's gold. You remember gold and then you got fool's gold. We want to be able to use a simple test that I use, okay? So if you thought about more about how your idea fits into your unique personality and desires, now we got to think about how it fits with someone else, your client. And what I want you to take away is that you need to become the aspirin to somebody else's headache. You need to recognize that everyone who purchases something has a need. And even if it's an emotional need, so you can say, well, Zarinah, people buy stuff all the time that they don't actually need. There's something that's driving that purchase, right? Something they want, something they desire. Now you want to think about what is the pain that someone could be in that would motivate them to take action. How would I help someone else? All right. So there are 4 major areas that I teach that after doing a lot of research into the psychology of purchasing and the psychology of taking action, these are the 4 areas in which people are motivated to take action. Meaning if you place your business, you place your aspirin, you become the aspirin to someone's headache in one of these 4 quadrants, you will be able to set yourself up for financial success. Zig Ziglar said, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote, but it's like, solve enough problems and you'll never go broke, pretty much. If you solve enough people's problems, you'll never go broke. So let me show you these 4 quadrants, okay? So I'm saying these are the major 4 quadrants. There are a lot of other quadrants, and I've done a lot of research around this, but these 4 are the top. All right, love and relationships, wealth, health, and spirituality. If you can fit your program, what you're going to share with other people, into one of these 4 quadrants, you will be able to have motivated people, which means you'll be able to charge and get the money. All right, so let me go into this really quickly so you understand what I'm saying. All right, so a pain point is like a problem, an issue, it's a challenge that somebody's dealing with, right? So you have to recognize that many challenges that people have, some people are not yet motivated to get rid of that problem. Like if you got a hangnail, it's not a big enough problem for you to go to the doctor with, right? If you get bit by a mosquito, unless you're deathly allergic, you're not going to go to the doctor for that. It's a pain, but it's not really something that's really big enough for you. So the pain points that fit into these 4 areas are usually those in which people are ready to get rid of them. They want to get rid of these pains. So let me take love for example. Say you have a mother that has been really, really, really disconnected from her children, and she's finding that she is literally losing her children. Her children hate her, right? They hate her. And if she's in that circumstance, don't you think that if she came across a program, someone else who has a wonderful relationship with their children or repaired their relationship and could teach her some simple techniques to help her get closer, help her get her family back, right? Like she would be motivated to do that. So love and relationships is a powerful motivator, okay? Let's take wealth. Let's say you have a coach who can help business owners keep more of the money that they make. Right? So they are helping people to create more wealth in their business by catching their money leaks, catching where the money is going away, and keeping more of it. So that's a wealth coach, all right? So if I'm a business owner where I'm losing my money, I can't figure out where, I'm definitely motivated to help, to find somebody to help me with that. All right, spirituality. Let's say that I lost a really important person in my life. And I'm like, why, God? Like, why did this happen? I don't understand what's my purpose in life. Why am I here? Why would you take away this person? It can be from the loss of a person and close to you, or it can be where you just totally feel like disconnected from spirit. If you feel in that way, so much so where you may have anxiety and stress and all of this stuff coming down, then you are motivated to find a way out of that. No one wants to be in that pain. So if you have a system that can help people, right, you can help bring people back to peace. That is definitely an area in which your business will be able to take off. And the last one, health. Now, just think about weight loss. That's a very easy, quick example, right? Think about weight loss. But let me show you another example with health as well, because this one is kind of quirky. So here's a guy who's a people walker. So you would think that, okay, that naturally falls into the health quadrant. He's walking with people. But listen to the ad that he put out. He said, need motivation to walk? Don't like listening to music or podcasts, but can't walk alone in silence, forced to face thoughts of the unknown future or your own insignificance in the ever-expanding universe? So can you see what he did there, which is so clever? He turned it from just an exercise, just walking, and he put it into the spiritual category. He put it into the spiritual quadrant. So now we're talking about people that are thinking about facing alone, facing loneliness, right? And so can you see how brilliant it can be where when you position your idea, you position your knowledge in one of these quadrants, you're going to be able to attract clients to you. All right? So I want you to think about how you can become the aspirin to someone else's headache. All right? How can you solve the problems of other people? And really, indeed, how can you solve one problem, not the problems? How can you focus on one problem? Focus deep, your business will grow far. All right? So let me share with you a couple of financial examples on how this looks. So let's say you want to build a workshop-based business. There are a lot of different business structures that we teach our clients, but this one is one that's like really works very well. So I'm going to share this with you. So let's say you want to have a workshop-based business. Okay, you're going to do 10 workshops a year. You're an accountant, and you're going to be working with new couples. Okay, new couples, teaching them how to create a solid financial stability for their family. All right, so you're going to do 10 finance workshops a year. One workshop a month. You take 2 workshops, 2 months off the year. All right, you have 20 couples that come to your workshop. They each pay $200. So that's $4,000 a month, which is $40,000 a year. Okay, centered around the headache that you are solving. Your workshop is the aspirin to a new couple's headache of, I don't know how to get our finances together. All right. Now let me show you some other examples. Now as I go through these, I want you to think about how they could work for you, okay? How they could work for you. So let me show you here. We have consulting. The same thing. An accountant could consult with 5 families individually over the course of a year, let's say. They pay him $5,000. They pay her $5,000. That's $25,000. And we're kind of focused around 25,000 because that's a good enough number. If you want to build a side gig, that can help you put out your, your buy a new car or put your family in a nicer home or something. 25,000 is a great way to get started. All right. So let's say a membership program. Let's say you want to do 100 members, 100 couples in this financial membership program. They pay $25 a month. Okay, maybe that's how you like to structure it. Maybe you want to do freelancing. So let's say you're a bomb graphic designer and you want to do 25 websites. Okay, so you do 25 websites at $1,000. That's your 25,000. Let's think about a group program. You can have 50 students where they each pay $497 to be a part of this program. Okay, that's your 25,000. Maybe you have a small group program where you have some one-to-one that's in there, but you kind of mix it with the group. So you have 4 people in a 6-month program. Each of them get access to you. They're working with you extensively, and it's $6,500. All right. You get it? You getting it? You getting it? Are some light bulbs going off? All right. And the last one that is one that I love because I take women on trips around the world is the retreat model. So let's say you have 10 people that come on a retreat with you. And it can be domestic or international. It could be in your hometown, right? And they pay $2,500, so that's $25,000. So can you see how you can structure the business around fitting what your lifestyle is, how you like to work, whether it be online or in person? You get to choose, all right? So is it making sense? Let me ask you guys, is it making sense? Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you took what I showed you and you modeled it, do you think that you could have some models of success? Do you think you could bring a little bit of success in your life? How many of you are excited about creating a freedom business, just about like what we talked about? And some of you may feel like you're kind of overwhelmed because we've covered so much. So if you're kind of feeling like you're scratching your head, or you're tired of really feeling like you're scratching your head and you want to learn more about how this can work for you, I want you to recognize that right now the light bulb may have gone off. Did the light bulb go off for you? Let me see. Let me type it in. Type it in. Did the light bulb go off? Did you see any ways that this can work for you? Yes, yes. Okay, good. Yeah, light bulb, light bulb. All right, so the light bulb went off. And maybe you see the light, you actually grabbed it, but you're not still sure how to use it fully. All right, so I know I shared a lot in this presentation, and even if you were like Wonder Woman, it would be impossible for you to grasp everything that we've shared over the last, like 45 minutes or so, right? But I know that what I've shared with you can be a game changer. A game changer. And I'm so proud of you for being here and getting this information. All right. Now, the same possibilities can be there for you to pick up your gold mine. The next step is that you got to really do the work. You got to look into yourself, pull out all of your ideas, evaluate them, put the business structures in place so that you can start selling and making money. And if you're not quite sure about how to do that, don't worry. I've created a package for you that is going to help you continue this conversation. I'm not just going to drop you, right? That would be kind of silly. So I'm going to help you continue this conversation and apply what you've learned today and more into your life. So let me see if it's okay with you that I spend the next 10 minutes or so kind of going over a special offer that I've created to help you design and monetize your own gold mine. So do you guys mind if I share that with you right now? Like spend a couple of moments right now and show you how it works? Yes! Good, 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 good. Show me. Awesome. Okay. I love the enthusiasm. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yay! I love it. All right, I love it. So, dun, 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 the Freedom Business Design Lab. This is our program to help you take what you know and turn it into a freedom business of your own. It's going to be running now from July 15th through September 15th. And if you're catching this later, it's more than likely available for you right now. Okay, so just check the link and you'll be able to get in. Now, let me show you what this is about. All right, so the Freedom Business Design System is centered around 60 days of support to help you find and design your business idea. Okay? So we go through 5 steps. No more trying to figure it all out. You walk through these processes and then you end up at the end with your big idea. So the first step is that we got to work on your mindset. That's module 1. You'll be led through some powerful introspection tools to help you build up your business acumen. Okay? In module 2, we're going to start digging so you can identify the possible business ideas. In module 3, we're going to look at those options and use my evaluation process to help you figure out which idea is the fastest path to cash and which one is really going to shine. In module 4, we're going to talk about who is your spirit client. You'll be ready at this point to really know who you want to work with. All right? And then module 5 is all centered around the numbers. We got to make sure that the right business structure is in place. And then we want to look at how you can be a blessing to the world. So how many of you here right now want to be a blessing with your business? Type it in for me just so I can kind of see how many of you all have that philanthropy piece in your mind already, that yeah, you want to do some stuff with your business. Okay, awesome. Good, 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 good. Wonderful. All right, so let me show you how this works. Here we have Leanna. Leanna came into the system really not quite knowing which way she was going to go. She's a teacher. She knew that she was tired of going into that school every day on their schedule. She wanted freedom. What we did with her is apply the system to her so that she was able to see that she wasn't tired of teaching so much, but she really just needed to do something that gave her a better lifestyle. So we took her skills and now she is exploring creating online tutoring programs. So she's still in education, but she's making money doing it in a different format. All right. Here's Khadija. Khadija came in selling teacups, and she wanted to know how she could build a bigger business around that. She was always focused on these teacups. And what we were able to do through the process is reveal to Khadija all of the many other skills that she has as well. So she was learning about her soft skills, and she recognized that, wow, like I really have been helping girls, young girls who are kind of timid or shy or kind of feel like they don't really have a way to go out in the world. She had been helping them become more centered and more confident. And so now she created a program that is helping young women to be able to dream and be empowered through her process. And it's absolutely amazing. All right. Here is Sister Lydia. Sister Lydia said about the program, it was the greatest experience. She learned so much about her business, her own heart, her own self, heart, and soul. All right. So Sister Lydia came into the program as a person that is usually giving to everybody but herself. And by taking this time to kind of center in and really look within, she recognized that there were a lot of gifts that she had put to the side. And she kind of said in one of our times together, in one of our interviews that was more public, she said, you know, I feel like I've been ungrateful. I have all these skills and I haven't even used them. Everything that God gave me. And so we were able to help her organize her skills into her Pamper Your Spirit retreat. All right. And so that's Sister Lydia. So this really works for you, whether you're starting out, you know, just creating your first business, or whether you have a business and it's been existing, but it's not a freedom business yet. This program still works for you in all kinds of industries. All right. So the first thing you're going to get is you're going to get access to our on-demand vault of trainings that you can learn from whenever you want to go in. So think about going in to watch your favorite show. Now you can go in and watch How Do I Find My Spirit Client? Right? You can actually do and watch things, put your energy into things that are going to feed your pockets and feed your soul. So that's the first aspect of the Freedom Business Design Lab. So what you're going to get when you come in is you get immediate access to the vault of trainings. And this is a $2,500 value. Or I should say $2,497 value. All right? So you get that as soon as you become a member. Now, we also added live Q&A implementation hours because, quite frankly, I don't like working from the computer alone. Like, it's cool to watch videos and I learn a lot that way, but I also want to be able to bounce some ideas off of people. And so, really, I built this program in a way that I have found works best. It's everything that I wish I had known when I first started my business. So we have live Q&A implementation hours. You're going to be able to meet with us every other week. Come in, ask your questions, any questions that you have centered around your business, so that you're not paralyzed when any type of confusion comes. No more confusion. I can't tell you how many times I spent at my computer Googling for hours trying to find the answer to one of my questions. When now that I have mentorship with people, now that I have friends that are in business, I am able to just, hey, ask them a question and I can work through something in 5 minutes, 10 minutes versus the weeks that I used to spend on trying to do it all by myself. So you get to come in, ask your question. So no more confusion. All right. Now, let me ask you, what's the one thing you can't get back in life? Woo, y'all quick. Time. Yes, you can't get back time. All right. So I spent so much time online reading books, trying to figure out how to build my business. Time that I was really misusing. Time that I was really wasting. We don't get that time back. So I've invested now, in the last couple of years, I've invested over $60,000 in my personal business education. Over the last 5 years, I would say really, but the last 2 years it really kind of picked up. And the reason was because I recognized that I had been wasting so much time on my own. And do you know that I have literally quadrupled my business in the last 2 years based off of all that other time that I had? So you got to recognize that you don't get time back. So when you come into the Business Design Lab, you're going to be saving time and money by not having to be wasteful with trying to figure out what you want to do. Right? You get to put your energy towards the things that are actually going to work for you. Use my proven strategies. Use my system to help you find your big idea so you don't have to go through all that headache that I went through. All right? Sound good? All right. So when you use our 5-part system, you're going to be able to take your hard-earned money and make it work for you. All right, make it work for you. And for those of us who are kind of counting our pennies and worried about how much it's going to start a business, how much it's going to cost to start a business, I think it's very important that you spend your money in smart ways, right? You want to spend your money in ways that are going to actually feed your business. I can't tell you again how much money I wasted because I wasn't sure where to put my money towards. The Business Design Lab is going to help you with some of that stuff, so you don't have to feel confused with that. All right, so just to recap, you're going to get our on-demand vault of trainings, which allow you to learn at any time, and you're going to get our bi-monthly live Q&A calls. All right? Now, we also added sisterhood. And let me give you the link. I see some of you guys are like, well, what's the link? I want to join. The link is enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. enliven.com/lab. And that's where you can go. Click on enroll now, and you'll be able to join the lab. All right? So, in the lab, we also built in sisterhood, because it's not fun trying to do business by yourself. It's not fun being lonely, trying to figure out this stuff, trying to do it all on your own. And not all of us have people in our family who we can really bounce these ideas off of. My husband is amazing, but he doesn't get what I do. He doesn't get the tactics that I use. He doesn't get the tools that I use. My mother is amazing, but they don't really get it. So no more feeling stuck. Right? No more feeling stuck and confused by yourself. You get now to have a support system. You are investing in a support system for yourself. So my family didn't get it, but now you got sisters that are going to get it, right? You got people that when you have a question, you can bounce it off of them as well. So you got me, you have my team of coaches, but you also have the other sisters in the lab. It's a specially curated place just for you. All right? So don't sit there alone when support is here for you. What's it going to take for you to go through this faster and easier for yourself, right? Right? That's what you want to think. How can I make this an easier process? And so when you come into the lab, you're making it easier for yourself. All right, so just to recap, you got the on-demand vault of trainings, you got the bi-monthly Q&A, and you have the private group for support. All right? Now, what else do you need? We always try to add in a little bit more. We always try to over deliver. And this is something you want to do with your business as well. Please don't be one of those skimpy business owners that you just try to give just a little bit, just a little bit. Always see how you can give your clients the most that they can get, the highest quality, the best amount of service that you can provide for them. All right. So we also added some additional tools for you. I added our popular Get Your Mind Right prep tool. This is going to help you eliminate any limiting beliefs, whether they're personal or cultural beliefs, so that you can move forward with your business. Your mindset is key. A crazy and confused mind is a crazy and confused broke business. All right? So don't do that. We want to be able to transition your mind from thinking about any negative ways, anything that's holding you back, and looking at how can I do this, right? How can I do this? How can I make that cultural shift? How can I turn it around and be able to build my business? So this prep tool is so powerful that really we sell it on its own, and people love it. It has literally changed entire lives. Just that powerful. And I think mindset is the key to everything. So we're going to give you that as a part of the program. So you're going to get the on-demand vault of trainings, you get the bi-monthly Q&A calls, you get the private Facebook group, and you get the Get Your Mind Right program. All right? Amazing. So the total value is like $6,991 that you're going to get when you come into the Business Design Lab. All right, but we're also going to give you something else that most people never share. I'm going to give you a copy of this webinar. And right now you might be like, well, what's that going to do for me? But when you want to start selling your programs, when you want to start teaching and sharing your information, you want to have a framework. Hours and hours and hours of prep time and preparation have gone into this presentation that you're watching right now. You get to just take this presentation, change it up for yourself. You are not going to plagiarize, right? You're going to change it up for yourself, and you're going to be able to have your first webinar ready to go. This is priceless. It's priceless. I'm saying it's worth $1,500, but it's absolutely priceless. There are hundreds of hours that went into this presentation alone. So much research, and you get to do that and build upon it. All right? So if you felt like this, anytime you try to Google, how should I, share my information? No longer. You're going to have a copy of this webinar that you're watching right now so you can model it for yourself. Deal? I know that's hot. Yes, that's hot. All right, so you're going to get the on-demand, you're going to get the bi-monthly Q&A, you're going to get the support group, and you're also going to get our Lagniappe number 1, which is a New Orleans fancy word for bonus, and it's going to be a Get Your Mind Right, and you get your Lagniappe number 2, which is my webinar template. All right, so you can save time for yourself. You're also going to get to come to us live. Live. We're going to be meeting October 14th through 16th. You get the opportunity to come to us for an intensive experience. It's not mandatory, but it is a gift for you. You want to be in spaces where you can begin to network with people who can help you move the needle in your life. So when you come to us live, you're going to get a ticket for free. It's valued at $9.97. Tickets are going to sell at $9.97. You get to come in as a part of the Business Design Lab for free. All right? Dope, right? Dope. So the first day of that is going to be our big head wrap expo. So for those of you who are thinking about how can I do my own events, you get to come in, learn the behind the scenes, observe my event, and you can take that to do your event. Okay? It's all about learning and giving you what we know so that you can build upon it. So you're going to get the on-demand vault of trainings that allow you to learn at any time. You're going to be able to meet with us every other week so that you can ask questions. You're going to have connections to the other women in the group. You're also going to get the Get Your Mind Right prep tool. You're going to get my webinar, and you're going to get a ticket to our 3-day live event. So this is a $9,400 value program that you're in right now. So let me ask you a question. If all this did was to allow you to break through limiting beliefs and finally give you a business that you can use to build more freedom of time into your life, would it be worth it? Yes or no? Yes, awesome. If all this did was give you the ability to make an extra 25,000 this year, and if you desire to scale it and transition out of your job, would it be worth it? Yes. Awesome. And if it allowed you to help more people, be a blessing to others, would it be worth it? I want to see everybody say yes for that. Yes. Okay. So let me tell you, I had two choices with this. I could go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible, right? But the problem with this is that I couldn't really stack on the value for you. So I decided to go with the second option, which obviously requires a slightly higher investment on your side, but in exchange for that, we get to dedicate more time and energy and resources to helping you guarantee your success. All right. So today I want to tell you about a special Take Action special that you get to be in. We're not going to charge $9,400. Your investment is not going to be $5,000. It's not going to be $29.97. It's not even going to be the regular price of $19.97. Your investment is $14.97. And I did not misspeak. I'm correct when I say $14.97. Now I know many of you all have been thinking about oh my God, like college is what, 10,000, 15, 20, 30,000 a year? If you try to go get an MBA, you're going to be looking at six figures in probably student loans. This system that you get right now allows you to create an asset, a business for yourself that you can utilize over and over and over again. All right. But you can also get started today for just $297. So 6 payments of $297. And you're going to go to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab to get registered for that. All right. So $14.97 full pay, or get started today for $297. So now you have two choices. All right. Number one is that you can do nothing. If you do nothing with the information you've learned over the last hour, what do you get? Nothing, right? Or you can choose number two. You can take a leap of faith, get the support you need, and explore the possibility of finding that big business idea for yourself. Finding that dream that's going to help you really turn your life around and live the desired lifestyle that you want. So my question for you is, if you were able to tap inside of yourself to come up with a business idea that fed your soul, your pockets, and the world, what would that be worth to you? What would it be worth to you? Some people say, $60,000. How can you really put a price on something that is going to be a system that you can follow over and over and over again? I don't think you can really put a price on that. So you have to recognize that investing in yourself, people are used to investing in couches, cars, all that material stuff that goes away. When you invest in yourself, you invest in your knowledge, you're investing in something that's going to keep giving to you over and over and over again. So you have to realize that the day that you discover that you are in charge of your life is the day that you begin to turn your life around. So you have a decision to make. Do you want to get assistance, or do you want to try to do it all on your own? So let me recap what you're going to get when you become a member of the Business Design Lab. You're going to get our on-demand trainings. So this means that you can go in and learn about, business structures at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, whatever floats your boat. You're going to get our Q&A calls. You're going to get the support from the other women. You're going to get our Get Your Mind Right prep tool. You're going to get my webinar so that you can model it and save time for yourself. And you're going to get a live ticket to our 3-day event. Okay? All right. Now, for those of you who pay in full, you're also going to receive our big book power self-publishing course. So how many of you have thought about writing a book? Okay, children's book. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So if you've thought about writing a book, you want to go for the paid in full bonus, because really you're going to get like 2 trainings in one. I'm going to give you our book power special program, which helps you walk through the process of self-publishing your book. All right. So you get that when you become a member of the Business Design Lab. So we were at a $9,400 value. When you add the value of book power, now we're at over $10,000 of value that you're going to get as a member of the Business Design Lab. All right. All right, so we're freedom builders, right? We're freedom builders. And it's not an investment of $19.97 today. It's actually a special price of just $14.97. $14.97. So you can go to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab and get registered. Now let me tell you about this PayPal thing. So PayPal has a special credit opportunity where you have the ability to come order your program through PayPal, and you can apply for credit through them, where it's 6 months, no interest, no payments. So this goes directly through them. When you go to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab, click on enroll now, and then click on pay with PayPal. You go through their process and you get to have 6 months, no payments, no interest. That's a game changer. If you're in the UK, it's 4 months. But either way, now you get to learn, implement, and then pay back before you even, like, the first payment is due. Amazing. So that's absolutely beautiful. The opportunities we have right now, there is no better time. I'm telling y'all, there is no better time than now to start into business. All right? So let me ask you, do you want to be used? And remember when we were little, people used to say, like, don't use me, or you hear that all the time. But I'm asking, do you want God to use you? I'm asking, like Oprah always says, she asks God to use her. And I want you to be used. I want your skills to make a difference, your experiences to make a difference in someone else's life. So I'm going to ask you, how passionate are you about gaining new skills so that you can serve other people and see other people make new wins in their life? Okay? How passionate are you about that? If for no other reason than the ability that you have something right now where you can help other people. Don't sit on that. Don't allow that stuff to die. Don't allow that to go into the grave with you because you weren't willing to be confident enough to step out on faith. Try and see what you can do for yourself. We want people to be happy. We want women who are fulfilled. We want women who are contributing to the positive evolution of their families and their finances and the world. So what are you going to do? Are you going to cry about not having the freedom that you want? Or are you going to adopt a boss lady attitude? Join Team No Excuses. That's our other name here. Team No Excuses and Team Take Action. Right? Don't self-sabotage. Don't procrastinate and hold yourself down. The cycle of that stuff ends today. It ends today. You have something to offer. And so you may never know what the results come. You may never know what results will come of your actions. But if you do nothing, you do know that there will be no results. Right? So listen to the frustration that you feel and recognize that God is calling you to something greater. God is calling you to another phase in your life. And now you have the opportunity to press the easy button because it is easier than you think. All right? You can make this happen. So we're going to invite you to join the Freedom Business Design Lab, where myself will be mentoring you, holding your hand throughout this process so that we can start to dig within yourself deeply and find your gold mine. All right? So just to recap what you're going to get, because I always have a lot of questions, a lot of emails. What's in the Business Design Lab? So I want to recap right now so that you understand what is in the Business Design Lab, what you're going to get as a member. You're going to have access to our on-demand vault of trainings. On-demand just means that you can watch them at any time. You can log in, get the training at any time. Then we're going to meet with you live every other week, in a month. Right? And then you're going to have support from your other sisters, ask questions, bounce ideas off of each other. You're going to get your mind right prep tool so you can develop yourself with your mindset. You're also going to get my webinar so that you can take it as a model and go. And then you're going to get the 3-day live event ticket to that. You're also going to get the paid in full balance if you so choose, paid in full bonus if you so choose, of the Book Power self-publishing training. Okay? That's hot, right? That's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, we put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this. I mean, there is so much that's in this program. More than even you know right now with just me trying to give you an overview. When you come in, it's a game changer. Your mind will not be the same at the end than when you came in and when you started. It is that beautiful of an experience. All right. So I'm going to enroll you all right now by going to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. Your investment in yourself is $14.97 to give yourself the possibility of seeing how you can do this for you. Give yourself the gift of support. All right. You can also come in with the PayPal option of 6 months, no payments, no interest, or you can do the 6 payments of $297. All right. So you have several options there. Now, let's get into some questions because people have been asking these questions quite a lot. And so I pulled some out from the previous one, and then you all type in questions as well that you have. All right. So, question: what if I'm an introvert? If you're an introvert, this was something that came up from our last design lab. A lot of the ladies were like, well, I'm an introvert. And I said, great, because introverts have certain skills that other people don't have. A lot of times you're a great listener. You observe very well. So that means you probably will be able to tap into who your client is very deeply. So that's a great tool to have. That's a great personality trait to have. It doesn't hold you back from having a successful business. Now, when it comes time to sharing, if you need to speak to someone, you're going to find a way to step out and make that happen. We'll teach you some stuff in the lab. And honestly, just being in the lab, being around the other people, it kind of ups your confidence. When you see other people doing it who are also introverts or also perhaps kind of scared to put themselves out there, and you see them kind of pushing through, it really gives you a lot of confidence. So don't worry about that. You will find a way to push through and do the things that you need to do. All right. So if you want to enroll now, go to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. All right. And we also have limited spaces. So I should say that we have some special unadvertised bonuses that are there for those who take action quickly. So we know that when you register, we found now that people who take action quickly are those who get the best results. We found that over the span of time, like from all of my programs that I've done, every single person who has been the one that kind of jumps on it and enrolls quickly, those are like my success stories. So I want you too to be a success story. So don't procrastinate. Don't try to give yourself 1,000,001 excuses as to why you can't do this. Think about, how can I make this happen for me? Do I need to move my money around? Do I need to, ask somebody to borrow something to invest in me? Do I need to change my mindset? Like, what do I need to do to make this work for me, to give myself the possibility, to take the opportunity that's right in front of me? All right? All right, so next question is, what if I have too many ideas? Well, I'll say that's what the Business Design Lab is going to help you do. So we're going to walk you through our process, our 5-step Freedom Business Design system that's going to help you identify the best ideas for you. All right? Okay, great. All right, next one. What if I don't have anyone supporting me and my family? Okay, how many of you don't have anyone that you feel like is really supporting you and your family? Guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't have any support. Why? Because now when you're in the lab, you have invested in a support group for yourself. And that's the smartest thing you can do as an entrepreneur. You want people to support you who have your back, who want to see you succeed, and who also have some knowledge that they can help you with. Okay? So don't worry if you don't have anyone supporting you in your family, and don't be mad at them. Don't be angry at them. It's not their dream. It's your dream. It's your dream. So you get the support that you need. Don't give responsibilities to other people when it's not their job necessarily to support you. You may say, well, it's my family's job to support me. Not all the time and not everything, right? You can do this even without support. And what we normally find is that when people start to actually live their life authentically, even though they may get some hate in the beginning, family members eventually turn around because they see you trying to do something. They see you working hard. All right. So now you have support within the lab. All right. Next question. Okay. Go to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. That's where you go to register. Yes. Yes. Yep. PayPal, 6 months, no payments, no interest. The 6 payments of $297 or the full pay of $14.97. Okay, and everything that you're going to get, for those of you who are just joining us, everything you're going to get in the Business Design Lab is right here at the bottom of the screen. All right. So if you can't make it to the live sessions, then you'll be able to watch the replays. So every session will be recorded. You'll get the replay. But I will also say to post up your questions in the Facebook group. If you can't make it live, then utilize the group. Post your questions in there. And you can submit questions that I can answer on the live sessions. So then you will have the opportunity to listen back to it and hear your question live as well. Okay? So if your schedule is kind of wonky where you can't make it live, don't really worry. We have other ways for you to be able to come in. So what if I've never done anything like this before? Every successful person has always had that first moment, that first thing that they do that kind of takes them out and starts a whole new course for them. So this might be your first thing, right? So if you've never done anything like this before, I want you to take a leap of faith on yourself and get support. Now you're starting a business, but you're starting a business with support. You're not doing it all alone, all right? I think you'll find that that's absolutely beautiful. Would you rather do it alone or would you rather do it with support? You rather do it with support, right? All right, so how does the PayPal credit thing work? It's not through us. It's not our company that's going to be providing the credit. It's through PayPal. So when you go to the page enlivenyoursoul.com/lab, when you click on enroll now, you'll see where it says pay with PayPal. When you go to the PayPal, you log in normally like you normally do, and it will say pay for this with PayPal credit. You'll go through their process and then they will let us know that you are a member and we'll get you enrolled. All right? So it's 6 months, no payment, no interest in the United States. It's 4 months, no payment, no interest in the UK. Okay? All right. So how do I deal with self-doubt? I wish I can say that as a business owner, as a new entrepreneur, it'll eventually be where you'll never have doubt. But that would be a lie. I mean, honestly, you're always going to have some moments of self-doubt come in. But what you're building up through our mindset work and through the things that we do together as a group is you're learning how to stop the self-doubt from paralyzing you. So when it comes, when any fear, when any sort of thing comes that would normally stop you, now you're more resilient. You can bounce back quicker. You can keep moving faster. All right. So I can't say that you won't ever have self-doubt, but we teach you how to handle it. Right. We teach you how to go through it. Okay. All right. So those are the questions that I have here. Let's see if there are any other ones that we see here as well. Do we teach you how to do a business plan? So in our role of business plan is not a traditional business plan that you would go to take to a bank. So if you're looking for a business plan that you would do and you would take it to a bank for like a loan or something, no, that's not a part of the Freedom Business Design Lab. You won't get that here. What you do get is a way to structure your business so you have all of your financials, meaning like your business structure, your projections, all that kind of stuff. And it's a non-conventional way of making your business a success. And this is really important. A lot of people only think about business in the traditional way that you've done it before. So that question that you asked me about the business plan makes me think that you may have a very traditional view about business. We're building something here that doesn't require you to get a loan. There's no inventory required for you to sell your knowledge, right? So what we're doing is a totally different type of business. Do you have to get a loan one day down the line if you want to purchase a building or something? Sure. But at this juncture, you don't need any business loan in order to do the work that we're going to teach you how to do. All right? Which is the beauty of creating a knowledge-based business. All right? Great. All right, so someone says, when does registration close? So when you go to the page, you'll see everything about the registration. So go to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. Click on enroll now and you'll be able to come in. If you want the paid in full bonus of how to self-publish your book in our book power program, you're going to pay in full and you'll receive an additional registration link for the paid in full bonus. Okay? Sound good? All right. So I really pray for you to have the angels supporting you as you go into this entrepreneurial journey. I pray that we are able to lift you up and that you are going to utilize this opportunity that is in front of you right now. I pray that any doubts, any confusion, any fears that you have are pushed to the side so that you can get the support that you need. For I know that you have a skill, a talent, an experience that could literally be the aspirin for someone else's headache. It's time for you to bring that forward. It's time for you to bring your business idea to the forefront so that you can feed your pockets, your soul, and the world, so that you can be a blessing to others. My name is Zarinah El-Amin Naeem. I am the founder of the Freedom Business Design Lab, and I am your number one supporter. I cannot wait to support you. I can't wait to dig in. I can't wait to answer your questions. I can't wait for you to become a part of our network, because I know that when we create our lives designed in a way that feeds our soul, the entire community is better for it. So I love you. I can't wait to see you in the lab. Go to enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. Enroll now. Get one of the 30 spaces that's available for you. And don't procrastinate. Jump in. Get it. All right. Have a beautiful day, you all. Any other questions that you have, just type them and we will answer them later. Or you can send an email to us at support@enlivenyoursoul.com. Support@enlivenyoursoul.com. All right, have a beautiful day.